and welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today is a Good Enough in Practice episode about my basement of doom. Hey Janine.
Hey Shannon, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk about your basement of doom.
Really? I feel like that needs theme music.
Right.
Doom, doom, doom.
Well, I have seen your basement, and I can understand that basement feels a little overwhelming, but I want to assure you that I have seen basements a lot more overwhelming than yours. I don't know if that makes you feel better or not.
Weirdly, I'm not comparing myself on this one.
Okay, yeah, it's its own thing.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if other people's basements are nicer or less nice. It's the basement of doom.
Do you want to expand on that?
Well, like many basements, it's the repository for things that we would naturally store down there, as well as things that we don't know what to do with. Mm-hmm. And over the last 5 years, there's been a lot of dumping of stuff that I didn't know what to do with. Like stuff when I moved my mom out of her house, and stuff I took from her house, and then after she passed away, stuff from her apartment. We had a apartment that was furnished, and just rented it as an unfurnished apartment. It is finished,
thankfully.
Unfurnished, which means we had to take all the furnishings out. Some of which we're using in our living areas, and a lot of it is stuff in the basement. And it's just a lot of stuff.
Well, and it's a full basement, but it's not a huge basement. I mean, you have a big house, but the footprint, I guess, isn't that big.
No,
or is it not?
The footprint of the basement is there's probably about 800 square feet of usable space, which sounds like a lot, unless you have a lot of stuff in it, and then you can't walk through it.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's a lot when it's full, and it's just.
Yeah.
But you're using it, for your kitchen overflow, like God intended. And then
yes, it's our pantry because we don't have a pantry.
Right, and it's a laundry, your washer and dryer down there.
We have a whole a separate laundry area.
Mm-hmm. And then you just have these things that happen in life. In addition to your mother's stuff, you had kids moving in and out and going to college, and so there's. And now I haven't seen it since you added the stuff from the apartment when you defurnished your rental place.
Yeah.
So it's overwhelming. I know. I mean, those things are overwhelming. Yeah. And it can feel, at least what I hear from clients all the time, and actually experienced in my own. Remember my basement, Shannon? It was like Silence of the Lambs down there.
Yeah, it was scary. There wasn't because it was full of stuff. It was just a scary basement.
Oh, but there was a bunch of crap. There was a lot of stuff. I filled a 1-800-GOT-JUNK truck filled to the brim with it. So it was a little embarrassing since I work with those guys. But anyway.
You didn't pretend it was someone else's house?
That would have been funny. No, I didn't. I should have thought of that. But it was so overwhelming to think about how to get going with it and what was the best way to deal with it and so forth. And what ended up happening with us, which I cannot recommend, is that we ended up with a big water issue. So we had to throw everything away.
Oh,
Right?
well-
We had a lot of water damage, and then also it had to get completely empty, which really helped me let go of stuff.
Yeah, that will speed things along for sure.
Yeah. So now we have an empty basement, which is virtually, which is delightful. But in your case, there's not a lot of elbow room.
No.
Yeah. So what are you going through when you think about dealing with the basement of doom?
Well, I'm getting caught in that perfectionistic loop of what's the best way to do this. Mm-hmm. And not only sort of what's the best way to do it, but what's the best way to organize things. Like what am I aiming for? Mm-hmm. You know, what's my goal? And then how do I get there?
Mm-hmm. So, you know, I think that question that we bring up in the podcast all the time really helps get some clarity on your goals, right? Which is, you know, what's important to you about your basement? What is it you would like your basement to be? Is it important to you to be, for example, a repository for other people's stuff? Or is it more important to be able to walk in it freely? Or, you know, don't you imagine that have you gotten to the bottom of that yet?
Of what's important to me?
To you about your basement? How you want your
What's
basement
important to me is that I can find and access what I have down there.
Yeah.
That I know what's down there. I know where it is. It's organized. I don't mind having the whole basement be storage. Mm-hmm. As long as it's accessible and organized.
And right now, do you feel like it's possible for it to be organized with that quantity of stuff, or is it going to be necessary to let go of some stuff?
Well, it would there's a bunch of shelving units, and I think it would take moving those around in a different configuration mm-hmm. to make it work. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of stuff would have to come out. Mm-hmm.
Come out permanently or come out in order to move shelves around?
Permanently.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And, you know, I think that there's enough room to store as much as we want to store. It's just that we've shoved stuff down there because we didn't know what else to do with it.
Right. Yeah, and yeah. I can totally relate. And so when I think about, you know, what we do in my company is we come in with multiple people and we sort it all out. And if we can, we take it outside or wherever we can find the space to do it. And that allows, when it's sorted, it allows for much easier decisions. And then we put it back together again, which for people like us who, think in categories and enjoy doing this, and B, it's not our stuff. Which is
right.
The huge part of it. There's no emotions or whatever. We can make this stuff happen so fast, you know, and the clients pay a lot of money for it. And they're thrilled, right? So
yeah.
I wish we could swoop in there for you. If we lived there, man, I could bring my people in and we could probably take care of it. But you'd still have the emotional labor of all the stuff that's behind it, right? I mean, I would think.
Well, yeah, but I also feel like it's not so important. I mean, there's just junk down there. I mean, I'm not even talking about like stuff that came from my mom's house or whatever. There's just like, you know, like wood scraps and chairs that from the dining set that we just gave to our oldest son, and you know, like stuff that we're never going to use. We don't have a sentimental attachment to. It just needs to be made to go away.
Right. So, you know, there's a couple of approaches, right? One is doing a little bit at a time, and another is trying to do it all in a huge fell swoop over one weekend or something like that, which might require help.
Right. I sort of, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I sort of feel like I need to get a grasp on the categories of stuff that I have and sort of how I want them stored in the basement. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know that you have to do that in advance necessarily, but you can. I find it's a lot less overwhelming after everything's been sorted out and then stuff gotten rid of, and you see what you have left. Then you have sorted assemblage of stuff. Then it's a lot easier to figure out where to put it.
Right. Well, I'm just sort of thinking more in terms, because there's nowhere to sort stuff to.
Do you have easy access to the outdoors? Is it just to the side of your house?
It's just to the side of the house.
So it's not super easy. It's not super hard, but it would.
And also, this is Portland. It's raining.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think. In our house, when we weren't just crowded in our basement, and we had so much trash. That does make it a lot easier because there was so much that had gotten wet. But yeah, we did it all in the basement, but we had a little bit more elbow room.
Mm-hmm. But I'm sort of thinking that it might be helpful to have kind of not staging area, but a sorting area.
Mm-hmm.
And just to be able to sort of do it one box at a time. And the problem is, like, stuff is in bins, but it's just piled in bins so the lids don't go on.
Oh, yeah.
So then, things teetering everywhere. And
yeah. So, yeah, you can definitely do it one bin at a time or one box at a time, but probably you'll have to do more than one pass, right? So, because unless it's really well organized right now, probably there's categories spread over various bins.
I don't even know what the categories would be.
Okay. So right now things were just thrown in bins. They're not necessarily. It might be. No,
there's like a bin of stuff from my mom's house, and it has like jewelry and an old game and a lamp and just random stuff.
Right. The category is stuff from your mom's house.
Yes, that is the category.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so I find, because I'm dealing with other people's stuff, and so I don't know what it is before we go in particularly, that categories emerge. So we don't give a whole lot. But I have found over the years is back in the day when I first started to do team organizing, I planned so carefully, and nothing ever went according to plan. So I stopped planning. I mean, now we just go in and everything just, the magic happens. The categories emerge. So I would let go of the idea that you can pre-plan this, and that you need to pre-plan this in order to get started.
That feels impossible, though.
Oh, it does? Okay.
No, I mean, it's so funny because I feel like, how will I know what I'm doing if I don't have it planned?
Oh, okay. Well, I think that you're a resourceful individual and you'll figure it out as you go along. But I can understand that might not feel so comforting.
Well, no, because I trust you implicitly. So if you have that much faith in me,
oh yeah,
it just feels wrong and backwards.
Okay, so I wonder if my clients feel this way about my advice. I hope not. The alternative would be to spend some time figuring out how you think it's going to go, and then be comfortable with it going a different way.
Right.
And that probably feels okay.
Yeah, that does feel okay. I'm thinking, Post-it notes in a file folder. To represent the basement.
Okay. I like it.
It's so funny. I feel like I have to have like an idea of what I'm aiming for.
Okay. And I think that's just fine as long as it's not stopping you from doing anything.
Right.
I just know that it's really hard to think clearly when you're surrounded by disorganized stuff. That's why we like to just go in and create order.
Yeah.
And then get rid of as much as possible. And of course, the client is the one who has to make the decisions about what to let go of. But when we can put it all together, all the lamps, regardless of whether they came from your mother or from your college-age son, or daughter, you see all the lamps. That could be helpful. I mean, everybody's different, and it's
Right.
that wasn't a great example.
Well, I get what you're saying though, and I feel like the difference between me sort of sketching out really roughly that allows me to start, and instead of trying to figure out the right way to do it, just a starting place.
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
I
Yes.
think this is sort of what I have in mind, and then just getting started. And I don't feel like for whatever reason, just in this 15 minutes, I feel like I've let go of trying to figure out how to do it the right way.
Good.
And that I can just have a very sort of loose plan. Like I know some of the categories that are down there. Like, there's like paperwork that we have to hold on to. And there's, there's a little bit of like holiday decoration and stuff like that. So I feel like I can kind of come up with some kind of general ideas and then just get started box by box and let it evolve as I'm working on it.
There you go. I think that's good. I just don't want you to think you can come up with a plan that you're going to have to live up to.
No, not at all. Not at all. But before we started, I felt like I needed to have the right plan. Like I needed to have it all figured out. And now I have let that all go.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And if you worked with a professional organizer, that could be helpful. And I'm happy to make some recommendations for you after I check and see who all my colleagues in Portland are. But it's something to consider whether it might be worth the investment to get it done and let go of the responsibility for perfection.
Well, the problem is, the other thing I'm doing to get started is I'm giving myself full permission to not get rid of anything that isn't obvious garbage.
Okay.
So, and you may recall from trying to help me.
That's right. You don't really enjoy working with professional organizers. Which is not, thankfully you're unusual among the people I work with. But you're right. You're probably not.
I don't like being asked the questions all the time.
Yeah.
Like I find it so stressful.
Yeah. So interesting.
And I'm like, I am unique in that.
Yeah. Well, maybe not, but you could potentially hire someone to help you just sort it all out, and then you could go through this stuff on your own. But I like your idea of going for the low-hanging fruit, getting the obvious, the easy trash and stuff that you don't use, don't love, don't have any attachments to. Get that out first.
Yeah.
And then see where things land.
Yeah, and I think sort of get rid of that stuff, and then my goal will be to put lids on bins.
And bins on shelves?
Yes.
Yeah, because bins on shelves are so much better than bins stacked up.
And then, then that will clear some space and allow me to, to get more in depth of going through stuff. And oh, poor Bix.
So sorry. Stop it, Bix. I think his next door neighbor came home, and so he had to bark. Shh, I'm not letting you out right now.
Oh.
Go
Is
away.
this sad or?
No, this is begging for me to take action. Please leave.
Oh.
Go tell your dad. Go. It didn't work. Sorry, Bix interrupted you. And I lost what you were saying.
I think what I was saying is, getting lids on bins, bins on shelves, and then I can more easily go through sort of one thing at a time with a little bit more space, a little more time away from things.
And a little more physical space. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Just knowing that going through it enough to let go of the easy stuff will allow you, hopefully, enough physical space for you to have the a staging area or the relaxed mindset where you could just do one. a crowded space is hard to function in. So
Right.
I think that's a really great idea.
Yeah. And this has been a super helpful. I mean, we're talking specifically about my basement, but in sort of taking out the framework of what we just worked through, I think it would be really helpful for any big project.
Yeah, good. I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, just thinking through why something's important to you. And, for me, it was sort of important to recognize what was keeping me stuck and, coming up with a lot of different ideas until something felt right and doable.
Yeah. And now how do you feel about your basement?
Well, I want to go down and spend 15 minutes in my basement.
Really?
Yeah, I literally do. I'm going to as soon as we're done.
Oh, man, that's excellent.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited.
Well, good. And, this isn't going to air for a couple of weeks, so maybe in the show notes, we'll be able to have a nice update. May I urge you, it for your own sake, not necessarily for the show notes, to take a before picture or two?
Sure.
Because we don't have to publish them, but it can be very nice. And clients are always asking me to send them the before and after pictures. Because
Right.
I've already forgotten how it looked before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will definitely take before pictures,
Great.
but I'm not confident I will share them beyond with you.
I understood.
Sorry, people. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind.
And I'll put a link in the show notes to because I'm not ashamed of my before pictures for whatever reason, of my basement project, because it was a scary basement, as you know.
Yeah.
So don't feel like you have to, though.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Okay. Well, we would like to hear from you. Do you have a basement of doom? Do you have another big project that you're working on? You can let us know how you're approaching it on Facebook and Instagram at Getting to Good Enough. On Twitter, we're at GTG Enough. You can leave us a message and tell us all about it at 413-424-GTGE. That's 4843. And you can also head to the show notes and leave a comment at gettingtogoodenough.com. Until next time, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. If my recording setup was portable, I would already be on my way down to the basement.
Excellent. We won't waste any time chatting after we hang up here.